Hi guys, this is Post-Production Luna coming to you to explain what to do with your own face mold. So if you have this guy at the ready that we made in one of the last videos and want to use it now, then stay tuned to find out what you're going to do to get to the mask that I will show you in this video. First of all, it's better to find a work surface that you can move, so either use a cutting mat if you don't need it for anything else, or you can also use a piece of cardboard. In any case, any of these two will have to be covered in cellophane, so this kind of plastic wrap here, just so that nothing of your mask sticks permanently, in that case, to your surface. As I don't want to waste material, I will not actually show the steps, but I will tell you what to do. So imagine one of these is now covered in foil completely. Then you will take your template and also cover this one in foil. Make sure that you're not pulling the foil too tight over the eyes here, so that it does create kind of one smooth surface. You want to be able to move into the dips of the eyes and around your nose, so that it fits you. So basically, in the video you will see me use this template, which is exactly what you will have to recreate on your own template. So this shape here will have to be covered as well as the top of your head. Keep in mind that this guy is now covered in foil in your example. Then you will take an unholy amount of masking tape and cover everything from the middle of the bridge of the nose all the way up the forehead, so as far back as you can reach here. And then also from ear to ear, covering the eyes. If you have made one of the templates like I have here, where the eyes are closed, you will have to measure out your actual eyes where the holes should be. For that, it's easiest to just take some kind of thin paper, like printer paper or something of that sort, you know, in the, I think 100 GSM range, so as thin as you can get it. If you can get like parchment paper, that will also work. That's stuff like baking paper, that's rather see-through. And you just need a little strip that you put over your actual eyes. Make sure to get in here or let somebody help hold it here while you draw around your eye shape. And this piece of paper you can basically use to just tape on your template. You can work on top of that, we don't need it for anything else. It's just so that you know which areas to leave out. So, short summary, you've covered the surface in cellophane, you've covered your mask in cellophane and masking tape and measured where you want the eye holes to be. The next step would be covering any area that has masking tape with one layer of cardboard clay, so the very stuff that you use to make this guy. So you should end up with an area covered that is somewhat like this, so from ear to ear and from the nose up, but also covering the top of the head. Once it is completely dry, you can hear it and you can also feel it. Nothing will stick to your fingers anymore and it will be kind of sturdy. Then you can add the horns on top. So in all these steps your mask will stay lying flat on the table. So you will have this area here covered between the nose and the forehead, and then you just leave it as is and use hot glue to add the horns as I will show in the video. So once you have the horns on there, in my professional rendition somewhat like this, right, you will have to cover the front of each horn in cardboard clay. So that means leaving your mask on the table and just covering what you can see. In this step you can, of course, if you have your horn like this, sculpt the way that I show in the video, so all these little ridges and whatnot, put it on there and leave it to dry. If it's too difficult to move around the table with the mask lying flat like this and sculpt these very fine pieces, then you can also just put one thin layer of clay on top of the horns and leave it to dry completely. This is just so that the horns can keep their shape and you will have to sculpt the details later. So we assume that this piece is now covered in clay and you have one horn on either side that is also front covered in clay. So what you want to do, let me just show you an example on this guy. Of course there will be horns here. So you take your mask, everything has to be completely dry. You take your mask, lift it off the surface, flip it and take off your template. You will notice that this mask is relatively flimsy because the horns want to pull it kind of flat. but we have to work against that. So you will have to find two things to put on either side. This can be whatever you have lying around, just so that you can support the sides like this. You will now have to work on the back of your mask. That means sculpting the back side of the horns, and also cover this area here in a thin layer of clay, just so that it keeps its shape. Once your cardboard layer is dry in here, if you want to, you can also glue down some felt or some fabric, whatever you want, if it's uncomfortable to wear the cardboard stuff on your face directly. So once all of this is dry, so the back of the mask and the back of the horns, you can absolutely move your mask from the work surface, move it around however you need. If you haven't finished sculpting the horns, then you can do that now. So I hope that made some sense to you. If there are any questions remaining, put them in the comments and I will try to answer as fast as I can. I have also prepared a summary of all the steps that I talked about, so you can screenshot it and take it to your work area. So let's get started with the video and have fun crafting.